Hello lovelies, I hope you're all well. Happy New Year. I wish you all the best for 2026. As there is no ASMR video tonight, I have decided to do a little bit of a catch up and a video just so I can say Happy New Year. So, how have you been? If you celebrate Christmas, how has the festive season been for you? What have you been up to? Have you done anything nice? And for those that, struggle this time of year, my thoughts have been with you guys. And, I hope things haven't been too tough for you and you've managed to get through okay. Love to you guys and obviously to everybody. So New Year's Eve, what do you do for it? Do you go out? Do you stay in? And how does it make you feel? The reason why I ask is New Year's Eve is quite a difficult time for me. And I don't really know why. I always find it so emotional. I'm teary, I feel really weird and reflective and just strange. I find it quite sad and emotional, and I know that's really bizarre, but I don't know why, and I've been like that for so many years. Especially when you're watching like the countdown on TV and you've got the gongs and then the fireworks. I just find it very emotional and overwhelming. I don't know why, but I don't know whether it's an autistic thing, a mental health thing, or is it a bit of both, or is it just something else? I don't know. I mean, there's only one New Year's Eve that stands out to me as a child, and that is the one, I think I was 13, and it was the year that my dad actually left. I don't know whether it's that, because I remember going to a family friend's party, and on the way in the car, my favourite song at the time by Westlife, which was Flying Without Wings, was on, and we drove there, and I can remember that they were pretending, my mum and dad, that they were okay, and they wasn't, because I knew what was going on, because I heard all the arguments and God knows what. And we went to this house and there were so many people there, and I didn't really like going there because of the person that was there. I didn't really like, I had a lot of bullying in the past, and I don't know what it was. I just hated it. It dragged so long, and then everyone was drinking. I remember there was so much people in the rooms, and I don't know. I just remember then going out in the streets just thinking I want to go home. And then I remember the morning when we kind of woke up and everyone was hungover, and then it was kind of yeah, we're going home now, because everyone was talking about actually what was going on, and that my mum and dad was splitting up, my dad was cheating and all this kind of stuff. And then it was kind of yeah, back to reality. And I don't know whether that has an impact. It's the only New Year that I can remember. Maybe it's that. I mean, I don't feel like it affects me, but does it? I don't know. What about you? How does New Year make you feel? Has there anything happened to you that could be contributing to how it makes you feel, or do you just love it? I've never been one to go out and do stuff, I would just, tend to go sometimes to family members, have Chinese takeaway, or just chill out at home, watch movies, and then maybe watch the countdown. I don't really know. I feel like it's very overrated and very expensive to go out, and I just can't be doing with it. I never have done, even when I'm younger, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just not really a thing for me, but each to their own and all. I've had quite a good festive period. It's been quite busy, but not, if that makes sense. I've just been trying to take some time for me and juggle my workload a little bit, so I'm not doing so much work. I've kind of tried to bulk it a little bit, because I don't really get any time off a year with being a content creator. I mean, that's okay, I've chosen that career, but sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit of me time, which can be quite difficult when you've got to kind of keep trying to be present. Now I wanted to reflect on 2025. How has 2025 been for you? Have you done anything that you're pleased about? Have you achieved anything? Or have you just survived, and got by? If I look back over the whole year, I'd say it's been very busy. It's gone fast, but also not. I just feel like time just gets faster and faster. And I look back over the year and what have I achieved. Now, I've done certain things this year that I'd never thought I would do. You know, I've gone certain places on my own and they stand out to me because it's such a significant thing. When you suffer with mental health, autism, and you get anxiety, you know, there's been so many times over my life that I've just not done anything and I avoided everything. You know, this year I really feel I've made like an effort. I went to Leeds, I went to Emmerdale, did that with my daughter. I went to Manchester to do Corrie and, you know, did Trafford Centre, and both of those I did a bit of sightseeing as well. Then in October I went to a YouTuber's farm to do pumpkin picking, and that's Life of Tom. I have watched Tom for many years, and before I was watching him, my husband was watching him, so it's a very long time. I was watching him before I even started YouTube myself. So he has become a part of our evening routine, and we will sit down as a family to eat dinner at a table like we've always done, the four of us. And now Tom joins us. We pop the iPad on the table and we all watch him, and it's something we've done now for a good few years. So yeah, you know, and I'm lucky enough that they, you know, have spoken to me on socials, especially Lydia, she's lovely. And you know, they actually know who I am. I've sent gifts before and things like that, and it's just nice to be acknowledged by somebody you've watched for such a long time. You know, you value them and they help bring your family together. It does mean quite a lot. And then as a YouTuber myself, it's quite an inspiration. So yeah, it's really good. And we went to his farm, did pumpkin picking. It was a fantastic day. It was the best I've ever been to, and must have been there 5 minutes, and we met Tom straight away and Lydia, and it was absolutely incredible. Just the whole thing of it, it's just been fab. It was one of the best days, and I know that might sound cringe to some people, and you know, but I actually really enjoyed myself, and it was lovely. It was so kind to me, and Lydia was. I just want to say to them as well, they have just announced that they're pregnant with their second child, which is magical. So that probably means she was pregnant when I met her. So congratulations, Tom and Lydia and Elfie. I wish you all the best for the rest of your pregnancy. It's really exciting. So, you know, lovely, nice news there. I'm still waiting for you to ask her to marry you, though. You don't need to get married, just get engaged. So yeah, then I actually went to London on my own for a YouTube event, and I did like Oxford Street myself, wanted to see the lights. It was such a long day, an overwhelming day, overstimulated day for me. I did end up crying at one point in London when I was just at the end of my line thinking, I don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean? Like trains started to be cancelled, oh God knows what. But I did it, I got through, and the taxi man was my knight in shining armour. He literally, I didn't know what I was doing, and I physically couldn't walk anymore to get to the Oxford Circus tube. And I just looked thinking, let's be brave and let's try and flag someone down. No cabs at all. Next thing I look, this white cab just pulls up, lets somebody out, and I'm like this, and he comes to me, and he was the most funniest, kindest, calming guy, you know, proper local. He got me right to Euston Station, chatted to me, we spoke about my YouTube and all sorts of things like that. He was brilliant, and I actually thank him for getting me through the rest of the day. So I call him my knight in shining armour just because of how it was. He really helped me because I was really struggling. Yeah, but I'm glad I did it, even though it was long. But like all the L'Oreal groups were there, brands and that, which was really good. So them are the significant things. And then the next significant thing that I did was open Be Brave ASMR Spa. So that was where I decided to offer ASMR experiences, and that started the beginning of April and ended beginning of September. It was very difficult, it was very long, very time consuming, and I was overwhelmed with the response. It was amazing. I met some incredible people, and you know, I'll always treasure that moment where I got to meet you guys. It was just perfect. You know, I put my qualifications together with what I've learned doing ASMR and just offered some experiences. It took a lot on my body. It was very difficult, which is why in the end I couldn't do it anymore. I was getting so unwell with it that I'd stopped enjoying it, and unfortunately I did have to cancel about 7 clients, and I stopped promoting it about a month or so before I even, you know, went to stop it. So it was just too much for me. But it was actually this time last year when I was actually in the process of setting it all up. You know, I'd considered it a couple of months before, and I wanted to do a meet and greet. I wanted to do like a retreat, and then I was just like, I don't know how that's going to work. It's too much planning into it. So then I thought about doing an ASMR spa, and you know, I did. It took me a few months to sort it out. It was great. I was lucky enough to be pretty much back to back every time I was in, and you know, I thank you guys for that experience. It was great, and that's why I've been looking at doing a retreat, which I did set up to do in January, but unfortunately, I think it was done at the wrong time. You know, August had not long kind of advertised hers, and mine and hers are different, but they're similar, whereas I'm doing mostly everything. She's got people working with her, and it looks absolutely fantastic what she's done, and hats off to her. She's put a lot of hard work and effort into that. It looks incredible, something that I'd be happy to go to myself. You know, and I wish her all the best with that. But it also came at the time where Christmas was coming, then having it in January when people not necessarily got money and all that. And after having some feedback from you guys, you know, people wanted it about spring, summertime, less hours. So, you know, I'm looking at doing it late spring, early summer or something like that. I just need to get some dates sorted with the venue. But I am also looking at at lowering the time. So instead of like 10 till 6, maybe 10 till 4. And lowering the price, and you know, maybe doing it on a Saturday or something like that. But I'll talk a little bit more about that down the line. I've just got to see what's what. I will keep you updated with that though, if any of you are interested in the Willow Sanctuary Retreats, which is my brand. Yeah, so you know, you can pop on my website if you want to have a nose, but the event for January is cancelled and it is being postponed, but I will let you know all that when we get to it. Other than that, I wouldn't say there was anything really significant that went on. Life gets very samey, doesn't it? And just and that just, it gets a little bit too much. I prefer autumn and winter and this time of year. There's a lot going on really from October onwards. You know, I don't really like the summer. I struggle with the heat massively. I think, you know, being in the menopause and being on like antidepressants and other mental health meds, I think has a huge impact on that, but I just don't enjoy it at all. So hopefully we'll see how things go in the 2026. So is there anything you have done this year that you want to share with us, that you are proud of yourself for doing? You know, however big or small, and whatever, as long as it's significant to you, that's, you know, that all that matters. So let me know in the comments below. So 2026, I don't have any plans apart from sorting out the Willow Sanctuary, but you know, we'll have to see what happens with that. I don't do New Year's resolutions. I'd never have done, because I feel like it's too much pressure on you. Then if you don't stick at them, and then you fail, it's like you feel like a failure and all this kind of stuff. I just feel like it's another unnecessary pressure on people. So don't put pressure on yourself to do any resolutions. You know, you do you. Even if your resolution is just to stay functioning, stay alive, survive, then that is enough for you. But what I would say for people for this year, try and take some time for you. Out of anything you could do in the world, allow that time for you, whether it's once a month, once a week, once a day, whatever it is, whether it's just simply having a bath with a face mask, candle going, bubble bath, or whatever. You know, take that time, you know, or whether it's going to the cinema or just having a shopping trip or whatever it is. That is one thing I would say to people that I think you should make an effort with this year. You know, forget anything else, just that is something that I think people should do. And it doesn't need to cost either. You know, some people might want to go to a spa or, you know, do things like that, but there is free things you could do at home. Just do anything that's just your time. You know, make sure you do something like that. This year I have also been quite unwell. A lot going on behind the scenes. Obviously I've told you bits about when I was doing the spa. But it was actually 9 years ago this month that I had a hysterectomy, and it was literally everything out, including cervix, then all the blood vessels and things removed as well. And I can't believe it's been 9 years, if I'm really honest. That I'm kind of struggling to deal with. It's been a blur. I haven't understood why I had that. I've got a description in my head that I was told, but I've never kind of understood what the real reason was. I kind of put two and two together earlier in the year, and, you know, it's got to a point when I needed answers. I've been neglected since, you know, I've had no scans, no bloods about it, and nothing at all. I've just been shoved on a HRT and just kind of told to get on with it. And I've been struggling a lot. It's come to a point where I kept going back to the doctors and I was struggling. There's so many symptoms. I think I put it all together as about three pages of A4 with all the symptoms I've been experiencing, which have pretty much been there since day one, but got worse about 3 years ago when I started messing, and then this year it's just gone to pot. So I saw a gynaecologist. I spoke to a private doctor first, who basically told me what needed to be done, whereas my doctors and that fobbed me off again. And then I went to see a private gynaecologist, and I've just burst into tears because she finally listened to me. You know, I got extra bloods done, which hadn't been done, and everything. And, you know, having dangerously low estrogen, testosterone is not good, and I didn't realise it can affect you so much. So I'm on the correct treatment now for everything. I'm not going into my symptoms, things I've experienced, because that's, you know, for me to know. But I'm 4 weeks into my treatment at the moment, and I'm very emotional, very up and down. I've been doing a lot of reflecting, analysing. I've even gone back to the hospital and got my medical records, so I now know what was wrong with me and why I had the surgery, and it was what I thought it was, which was pelvic congestion syndrome. It was quite severe. I've had a scan, MRI, and everything is in place as it should be. You know, all my liver's fine, my stomach's fine, everything looks perfect, I was told. Exactly them words. There is a little bit of scarring, but it is expected from surgery. Even my cuff and everything is in place. Even though I was having a lot of symptoms, it's still in place, which is good. So there's no problems there. So I basically was told that the hormones would fix me, basically. So everything I've been put on should be the answer to everything, hopefully. With having a surgery, I have to be treated different than just somebody going in the menopause. I'm in a surgical menopause, and it requires a lot more treatment, higher things of whatnot, not just to be fobbed off with this. I mean, women, we shouldn't be fobbed off anyway, whether perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, or whatever. You know, there's not enough help for us women out there. There never is gynecologically, you know, whether it's period issues, whether you've got polycystic ovaries, whether you've got PMS or DS or whatever it is, PMDD, I think. You know, whether, you know, it's all sorts of things. Us women are left and not cared for enough. And, you know, there are so many women that are in the surgical menopause that have been left. If it wasn't us to be lucky enough to have private health care, I'd be still stuck with all those other women. And it shouldn't be that way. But unfortunately, that's the way it is. You know, and they've been, my doctors and that have been instructed what to do from my gynaecologist. So, you know, can't thank this woman enough for listening to me and actually treating me as a patient that I should be. I was told that I should have been under a gynaecologist and seen one every year with being being surgical menopause. Found out a lot. I've done a lot of healing and closure with all that, and hopefully soon that will be better. I've also done a lot of healing mentally with all the abuse that I went through. Come to terms with a lot of it, a lot of closure. Been having some sound therapy and different things like that. It's really been helping me, like therapy sessions. Helped me come to terms with things a little bit more. And certain things that I've found out as well has helped me feel free, bit of calmer and just all the stuff. You know, I'm just feeling I've had a lot of reflection about it and healing, and don't get me wrong, I'm still got my mental health issues and stuff like that, but I just feel a little bit more okay. And I've been expressing myself a lot recently. I tend to on and off on Instagram. And I had a thing from Instagram today telling me that, you know, people are worried about me, think you need help. Do you need to speak to anyone? And it made me laugh. But also, it actually, I appreciate it. I appreciate it because, you know, people care, are concerned, and that, you know, I'm grateful for and I'm happy for. There's been plenty of times over my life where no one's been bothered about anything, even when I was doing YouTube and other stuff was going on. You know, I never had anyone reach out to me, ask if I was okay, or wonder if I needed help and stuff. So it is nice to have that, but it also is a bit, guys, I'm fine, I'm just expressing myself, you know, I'm expressing how I'm feeling, what I'm dealing with, I'm processing, and my way of doing it, that is sharing it, but I also share it to help other people, you know, because you might have gone through similar things to me, and hearing me talk about it can actually help you, you know, feel less alone and maybe get you to speak out and stuff like that, you know. And I've had messages off people, private messaging things, thanking me for actually being honest and opening up about things and making them feel more wanted and understood, and you know, just different things like that. And that is everything to me, because that is one reason why I do share stuff, you know, as and when, and I'll do it in ways that's not revealing too much. But it's to support others, and it's an outlet for me, you know, a place where I can express. So I thank you for your concern, but I am okay. I've got family around me. Like I said, I've got access to private services if I need it. I am on medication, so, you know, I am fine that way. I'm just literally healing, expressing, reflecting, and that is a part of it, part of my process. And I know some of it might sound a bit negative, because if I'm honest with you, I have been stressing about turning 40, and I am 40 in January the 12th, and I've got a big huge complex about it, and I have done the whole of this year. Really, it's just getting worse and worse, and I feel like it's like, oh God, half my life's gone, you know, and if I'm lucky, I've got another half left, but I just feel like time's running out, and I've spent so much time over the past, like, not wanting to live. Now I want to live, and I feel like my time's running out. And I did say that on Instagram, so that might be where people have thought, oh, she's losing the plot. I'm not losing the plot. It's just, it's ironic, isn't it? And it just shows to people how much time I've wasted in my life, and maybe how others have wasted their time. You know, it's not been my fault, you know. And now it's like, oh my God, kind of thing. And then I'm like, I feel really old, and because I've been undertreated and not having the right treatment for a surgical menopause, you know, I have felt like I'm 80 already. So like going to be 40, I feel like, oh my God, I'm like aging so much. I found out so much from a gynecologist why I'm feeling the way I am and experiencing everything that I'm experiencing, and why certain things aren't happening, or why certain things I can't do, and all sorts of things like that. It's just like really opened my eyes to things. It's really bizarre, and people wouldn't realise unless you actually really looked into it. You know, it's why my fibro's been worse, and just everything. It's fascinating really, but I'm very annoyed as well that I've kind of not been cared for correctly. You know, but I don't want to go too much into that, but you know, I am getting there bit by bit. And I have been struggling with that a little bit, you know, thinking, oh my God, you know, time's going so fast, and then I worry about getting old, and then worry about leaving my kids, and then this, and you start to think then, and it gets deep, and then it does make me sad. And because I'm having all this hormone treatment at the moment, my emotions are all over the shop, so I'm bloody crying at everything. The other night I was in bed like crying to my husband about thinking my life's over because I'm 40, just stupid stuff like that. And you know, it's just been a bit weird thinking, oh my God, I remember feeling a bit funny when I was turning 30, but this is different. This is just like, I don't know what it is. But yeah, 12th of Jan, I'll be 40. Hopefully I'll be okay. You know, I feel old, and it is old, but in my mind I'm sort of not old. I don't know, it's really weird. It's a strange thing. I don't know about you. What are you like with your birthdays? You know, normally I'm not bothered, but it's like 40, I just feel like it's a massive age. I don't know. And then suppose that all mixed in with issues, I don't think it's helped, and it's made me feel older than I am. But I don't know. How old are you turning this year? Well, next year, should I say. Let me know in the comments. And how do you feel about birthdays? So I'm going to talk about my channel now. For those of you that don't know, for the last few months I have been uploading 3 times a week, and I've kind of got into a swing of that now, and it's kind of, I've got a nice flow. However, after getting all my like stats sent to me, my yearly stats and everything from YouTube, and looking into everything, the extra day that I was uploading was a Friday, and actually that was my worst day to upload. Yeah, so I was like, right, this is going to change. And they were telling me that Mondays are my busy days, so Sunday, Monday and Wednesdays are my most active days. So I've changed now. So from this Sunday coming, because it started Jan, the new schedule is going live. So a Sunday and a Wednesday were my main days, have been for years. They aren't changing. And I was uploading on a Friday. Now that's changing and going on a Monday, so that's it. Now I was calling it Creative Fridays, and I was thinking of Creative Mondays, but I'm just scrapping that, and it's just my 3rd day upload. That's it. So till further notice, I'll be doing that. You know, I plan to do that the whole of the year and just continue doing it. For whatever reason, if it gets too much or whatever, then I can, you know, scrap it back a little bit. But as it going forward for 2026, I will be uploading 3 times a week, and that is a Sunday, Monday and Wednesday. We'll be at the earlier time of 8 p.m. GMT/BST. I've been doing that for a few months now. The reason why I have done that is my busiest time's between 9 and like 11 p.m. But if I upload it about an hour before, it will give YouTube a chance to do its thing. So around 9 o'clock, it's kind of there, ready for people to watch. That's my plan anyway. If I decide against that, then it will go back to 9 o'clock. But that's what I've been doing at the moment, and I seem to like that swing of it. So that's that. So I have put posts about all this on as well, but you may have missed it. So, you know, there's going to be one spontaneous live stream once a month. It'll be about 7 p.m. UK time. I don't know when. It's just going to be as and when I feel like it. There will be shorts going up as usual, and they just will be clips from my main videos, and there's no set time for them. They will just be going up as and when. And the reason why I do them is just to share my video, to get my videos out there. So that is what this channel consists of. I do have Be Hasty ASMR as well, which is my fast channel. Now, I post on a Tuesday. I haven't done for the last month or two because I've just been a bit busy. I do plan to go back into uploading on a Tuesday, and that will obviously be some kind of fast, quirky, chaotic kind of video. That's Be Hasty ASMR. If you do like that type of content, please make sure you do give me a follow and check out my videos. But the plan is to get into the swing of that and start posting fast content for you on a Tuesday, so you get to see my face Sunday, Monday, Tuesday and a Wednesday if you like both kind of content. But if you can't watch it on upload day, you know, make sure you do go back to it, you know. And it's just asking people really if you can support my channel as much as possible, you know, free ways, liking, sharing, telling people about me, you know, leaving a comment or emoji, subscribing, turn on your notification bell, hyping, liking, and all that kind of jazz really. You know, don't feel like, oh, I don't want to comment too much. You can comment as many times as you like on videos. It really helps pump them out. So does liking and hyping. And obviously subscribing as well really helps, because then the higher the subscriber count, the more my videos will get pushed out as well. And if you are watching my videos, please try to watch at least 30 seconds just to get through that barrier. That helps pump it out. If you're watching over 30 seconds, you know, that really does help. I know a lot of people always ask me, how can I help you, support you? It's just by doing those simple things. You know, I'd really would appreciate it. I'd love to get to like 250,000 followers by this time next year. I don't think that's going to happen at all. My growth is very slow. But you never know, it might happen, it might not, and I'm not going to manifest it, and I'm not going to say that's my target, because I know for a fact I won't get there, and then it will get to that point and I'll feel like crap that I haven't made it. So, you know, but we can wish, can't we, and dream. So that's that really, channel-wise. I've got no other information to tell you about that. I hope you like my videos, that's to come. On one of the Mondays, you're going to have a compilation. So selection of past videos with no sponsorships or ads in between, no intros and all that, outros. Whilst I've still got them, there will be spa videos, but I am running out of those. So ones that I filmed at the ASMR spa. Then there'll be other videos that I fancy doing. You know, I might do more of a creative one, like a space one or a forest elf one. I don't know, different ones like that I'll be still doing, because that's what I have been doing. So I will be continuing doing that, but also it just gives me a chance to offer more content. So, you know, sometimes I really want to do something, but I only get to upload some, so I'm stuck for ideas. So it just means I can have a chance to say, maybe do a makeup on Monday, I can do like a doctor checkup on Wednesday, and then Sunday I could do a lot of colour analysis, you know, and I'm going to be sticking to my medical theme, but also touching on beauty, hair, makeup, personal shopper, colour analysis, you know, a mix of doll head videos, real person, and normal role plays on camera. So that's what's to come in 2026, guys. I have got all sorts of different things planned video-wise. And I'm always looking at trying new things, tweaking things, changing my backgrounds, and just, you know, get my feelers out and just trying different things. I hope you like what's to come. It is also my channel anniversary on the 1st of January. It was this time about nearly 7 years ago. I was looking at starting doing YouTube, and it was the 1st of January that I actually opened my channel. I did a few bits of like webcam videos, so they were rubbish, or like just audio, and then, you know, I actually started to take it seriously from June. But yeah, it's actually my channel anniversary. I can't believe I've been doing YouTube for 7 years. 7 years tomorrow. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart for every single one of you that has at some point watched my videos, whether you've liked them, whether you haven't liked them. You know, thank you to everyone that has subscribed, whether you've still subscribed or unsubscribed. You know, thank you for all your love and your support over the last 7 years. The last 7 years have been incredible. You guys have, you know, supported me and helped me change my life for the better. You know, you've helped me support my family. You've given me a lease of life. You know, you've helped me get achievements that mean the world to me. You've just been wonderful, and I can't thank you all enough for helping my journey here on YouTube and social media. I'm proud of my journey and I'm proud of my achievements. You know, I might not be as big as others, I might not get as many views as others, but I do have a loyal audience that I'm very grateful for, and that is wonderful for me to experience and have. So thank you all so much for being here, loving, supporting my channel, my videos and me. It really does mean a lot, guys, so thank you so much. So here's to year 8 doing YouTube and social media. I can't believe it's been that long, I really can't. It's just mind-blowing, absolutely incredible. So thank you, guys. I am very lucky to be in the position I am, very privileged and very, very grateful. So thank you all so much. You know, just having you here is more than enough. So thank you so much, guys, and I wish you all a fantastic new year. And yeah, here's to the next year of Be Brave, Be You ASMR. Be kind to yourself, guys, and remember to take time for you. Be brave, be you. You take care now. Bye-bye.